Priyanka, I have been wanting to read your memoir Unfinished for so long now. Did it, and girl, I mean, I was zooming through it like crazy. I was all sorts of emotions. I was tears, laughter, joy. It was so great. So congratulations. But Pri, you are all of 38 years old and you already have a memoir written. So why did you want to capture this point of your life in a memoir?
Which is why I called it Unfinished. First of all, thank you for reading it. You're so sweet, and thank you for liking it. It's the first time I've written, so I was terrified. I still am. But I think I was just introspective at a time when I think everyone was introspective. We were all at home, and it was, it's been daunting. I wrote this book pretty much predominantly in quarantine. But I was approaching 20 years in the entertainment business, and I was like, I wanted to commemorate that. I've always wanted to write, but I was scared of structured writing, like a book or like a screenplay. But I wanted to attempt it. I always like to push myself to do something I've not done. Creatively, it's great to keep evolving. But because I wrote it during quarantine, it became as personal as it, I guess, is. I didn't expect to be scratching beneath the surface as much as I did.
I'm looking forward to like breaking some of these things down with you today. First though, your account of your journey to Miss World, as a former Miss USA myself, like I felt like I could totally relate. I found it interesting that you said, well, pageants were highly competitive, which they are. In a sense, you didn't feel like they fully prepared you for Hollywood. How so?
Because it's just completely different things. I thought, like coming from a family that's not an entertainment family, right? I didn't know what it means to be famous or to be in a public position where people, want to know about you and everyone knows who you are. And then when movies came to me, because I was known by then as Miss World, I was like, oh, that should be easy.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's a job. It's a craft. It's being able to embody creatively with your physicality someone completely different than you. It's so hard. And then on top of that, add the public pressure, add the, always being under a microscope, everything you do sort of being debated, discussed, like, your choices being judged, everything being dissected. At 18, it was just like, it did not prepare me. That kind of limelight and being Miss World, it would never have prepared me for this crazy ride called entertainment. This is another ball game.
It definitely is. That is. Now, so interesting reading, and I was completely shocked that once you entered into, Hindi films and things of that sort in India, you went to a meeting with a director who told you you're going to have to get multiple surgeries, a breast augmentation if you ever want to succeed in this business, honey. He made you twirl for him. You also went as far as to, in one project, you quit because of the tone of the director and how he wanted to sexualize you in the project. How do you feel like you didn't fall prey to insecurities that can come about in this industry?
I did, because as much as I may have walked away from that project because of how he spoke about me or spoke to me, he didn't see me as an artist bringing something to the table. He saw me as an object for titillation. That's it. That's all I was there for. And it just makes you feel small. As much as I walked away from the movie because it made me feel that way, I didn't do anything about it. I didn't say anything about it because I had to work within the system. So I put my head down and I worked within the system. And I think why did I do that? Because I had insecurities. I was scared. I was trying to make a career at that point. I didn't want it to be taken away from me. And, we're told that you don't want to attract the wrong kind of attention. You don't want to be hard to work with. You've got to smile and everything's all right. And I did that for a really long time because I was insecure, and it's okay to be insecure. I think no one's perfect. No one can live in a black or a white. I think everyone lives in gray, and it's okay. As much as we can, we should try and walk towards what is right for your heart and what is right for your soul. And it's okay to be insecure through it. I have been and I continue to be. Every time I do a new thing, I'm terrified of this book coming out. It's the first time I'm writing. Every time I pivot, I'm insecure and scared and I've accepted that about my nature. that it's okay to do that.
But unfortunately, whenever you first got your start in the US, you did, I could not believe it. You experienced a series of xenophobia, bullying, verbal attacks because of your background. How much of a toll did that take on you at the start of your career here in the US?
You know, it's so, like, I've been working in America now for about 10 years, acting just about 5. So it's so recent too that it blows my mind.
I know.
It's not like 2 decades ago or something. It's like now. It's crazy, you know? At that time, it terrified me because I'd never, like, I couldn't understand it. I didn't know where it was coming from. I didn't think it was warranted. I was just making music, you know? I was like, it's so innocent.
Yeah.
It was just a song. Just because I'm a public person, or, you know, you can, do I deserve that? Like, just...
Oh, you didn't. But look where you are now, you know?
Yeah, and it's just, I wish that, you know, on socials as well, and I know a lot of people deal with this, with just negativity and general hate that is spewed on socials. I wish people would use it for what it was actually made for, which is to be social, you know?
Right, exactly. Well, it's so funny that you mentioned social media, because I do believe that's how you and Mr. Nick Jonas met, Miss Pri.
Well, he did slide into my DMs.
He did. He slid into your DMs. And I love how you just talk about your love story with Nick. And at what point did you know that Nick Jonas was the one?
Actually, I went to the studio on our 3rd. I didn't know he was the one for, I don't know when I found out, but I was just riding this giant wave. He was this tornado that kind of just took over my life. And up until then, I was, you know, coming in and out of a very tumultuous time in my life. I was, you know, I just moved to the US. I was kind of sad. I was dealing with like a lot of grief and he just came into my life at a point where I had chosen me. I was happier, I was healthier, I was in a great state of mind. And he was like a hurricane, and I just kind of went with it. And, you know, that's sort of our dynamic even now. I have a lot of faith in who my husband is, and I know I have a lot of faith in the rock that he is for our family. And, you know, that's such a great feeling to be able to like lean on someone and know that they got you.
It's so happy to see you in this good thing, this healthy, loving relationship, Pri. And I think so many people will be able to relate to you saying how perfect your wedding celebrations were, but how much you deeply missed your father being there, because your father passed of cancer before you and Nick got together. But what do you think your dad would think of Nick, and how happy he'd be for the relationship that you're in right now?
I think he would be very happy I think he'd be very happy for the place I'm in right now. He always wished for me to, you know, feel a sense of contentment, and I do. I feel a sense of self at the moment, with myself professionally, where I am, the work that I'm doing, the work that I'm creating, and that's my big baby. You know, you don't know what the next thing is. You don't know where your next check's coming from. You don't know what your next job is. It's a constant hustle. But I feel like at a place where I have, you know, faith in my ability, what I bring to the table. So I think my dad would have been really happy about that, and the fact that I have a partner who not only appreciates it, but pushes that side of me. I think my dad would have really loved that.